And in 6 weeks, I lost 4.5 pounds and 12 inches. I'm going to mute you guys. If you guys can mute yourselves, if you've got kids in the room. So I wanted to jump on for all of my challengers going in to day 1 tomorrow for their first round or round 2 to kind of go over what to expect. Lauren's on. She's going to talk about like nutrition and little pieces there. She is 3 weeks in. She is postpartum, so it's a different perspective. And I think seeing different perspectives is definitely a good thing because my results might not be the same as her results because she's a breastfeeding mom, but at the same time, we still have those results, okay? And it's not just about the weight or the number on the scale. You're about to be taken through a mindset journey like you have never been taken through before. And I say that with confidence because you guys, I don't think I've cried so much. And not because it hurt or not because it was painful, but because I took my mind to a place that I never in a million years thought I could in 20 minutes. So I hope I'm hoping everybody has their journals. I don't know. Does everybody have all of their stuff, or have some people just gotten their, like, ordered their packages? I know Ashley.
Well, I mean, if we don't have it, it's online, so don't like freak out or anything. You can download everything's digital, which Heather will share with you. But so yeah, don't feel like if you haven't gotten your stuff in the mail, you're fine. You will be fine. You do not have to wait till next Monday to start.
You do not download digital prep, though. I am sorry, it's just not feasible. And so when you do get it, you're gonna have wings, and it's gonna be fantastic. So, okay, for all of the challengers that are phase 1, I say phase 1. Round 1. This is your journal, your food journal. And when I tell you, do yourself a favor and track every single day. And I say that, you guys, because I think sometimes we tend not to. And you're like, oh, I can just skip this, or oh, I can just put the fact that like I didn't have this in the back of my head. And then you show up the next day and you're like, oh, but I wasn't cheating at all. You guys, you can't lie if you write it all down. So when your coach comes to you and you don't see, if you're not seeing the results, you can literally, you can sit there and you can say, this is what I was eating. This is my honest journal. You can also go on to the nutrition app on Beachbody as well, you guys. So if you're not going to track it, some people are doing the 2B mindset, some people are doing the portion containers, I think. There's a nutrition app. If you don't have it, we can show you that and make sure it's posted in our Challenge Tracker app or on Facebook, wherever your coach is holding your challenge group, okay? So there's 2 different ways to track it. I'm better at tracking it paper-wise. For all of our round 1, you got this. If you purchased a completion pack or a challenge pack, some people did the digital download, and this is going to be under program materials. You guys print it off if you're going to track your stuff, or put it, if you have an iPad, you can do a PDF and you can write it in there. Make sure y'all's phones are muted. I went ahead and muted somebody. So this is, and I'm serious when I say that, like, I tracked every single day and I was very honest with myself. I mean, this might be TMI, but I mean, I even put in there if I didn't use the bathroom that day, because what you can do is you can go back and you can say, okay, well, these are the foods that were not helping my digestive tract. You only get 1 round of these for 1 round for 6 weeks, okay? So what I did for all of our round 2 people, if you want, you can go on Etsy and you can order, just type in Transform 20 journal and you can order yourself another journal. There's people on there that make them and they are very helpful if you're gonna track it again, okay? If you ordered your challenge pack, you guys, you get your dry erase calendar, and you will want to use this. Post it, put it somewhere. Every single day you have these things called transformers, and these are going to be the things that track your progress throughout, throughout your whole journey. So every single week, the only things that stay consistent in your workouts are your transformers, okay? So you might tomorrow, when you start day one, it's gonna be burn. So you're gonna have burn every single Monday. But burn every single Monday, the only thing that stays consistent are those transformers. The workouts are completely different. They will get progressively harder, and but you will have those same transformers so you can track where you're at with your progress. And you guys, I will say this, in 1 week, you will see a tremendous difference. And it is awesome. And if you guys have a step, regardless if it's a Beachbody step or if it's a step from Amazon, Target, Lauren just went out of the gate and she stayed with her risers. I started without my risers. I went ahead, and if you guys don't know what the risers are, they're on the sides of your steps. So you should have 2 different risers, okay? I started with them off. I started just how Sean said, just go in, take them off. Lauren obviously didn't listen to this.
I was cocky, let's say that. I went into it and I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it because I felt like I was going to die. My husband went in with them all the way up. He started on 3, and trust me, he regretted that too. So I would recommend starting with them out. Now I've just had them on and I'm planning on just doing it with them on the whole time, but it was definitely way harder than I expected.
Yeah, start with them all.
So don't do what I did.
And I say that because in the last 2 weeks, when you're on conquer phase, he's going to say, okay, guys, put them on. And you're going to see your numbers probably drop, but you guys are going to wake up sore the next day because it's a completely different. And so you want to see these different phases because you want to see yourself progressively grow and get better. So you don't want to start and then not have anywhere to grow. So she's going to have to grow to 3 risers. No, thank you. Maybe in the future, but right now 2 risers is enough for me. Okay. When it comes to, so make sure you're using this. A lot of you guys probably are getting started with Shakeology. Unicorn Crack, aka our Energize, now comes in lemon and in fruit punch. I don't know if anybody here has the fruit punch yet. Okay, so I haven't gotten mine. I haven't gotten any samples of it, so I'm gonna be super excited. But you guys, it gives you wings, and I'm not even playing. So if you don't have it and you're curious about if it's gonna make a difference in your workouts, 100% confidence, yes. Because if you have to get up in the morning, your body, I wake up and I do my workouts at 6 in the morning. My body doesn't move that, it just doesn't go. So I get up 15 minutes in, take my drink, take my Unicorn Crack, and I'm good to go. And it does make a difference. And I will say this, it's the only all natural plant-based pre-workout and the only Ironman approved. So if anybody has any questions about is it safe? Yes, it's safe. It doesn't give you the jitters. The only thing it'll do is give you little tinglies, but that's I can't remember the name.
Beta-alanine. And here's the other thing. If you've ever done, before I started with Beachbody, I tried to do the GNC thing where I went and bought the pre-workout and bought the protein shakes that I had no idea what was in them. And I took pre-workout and I thought, I'm going to die. I went to the gym and remember feeling like I was going to completely die because I thought my heart would explode. It's not like that, which I appreciate a lot because that's scary, getting on the treadmill and feeling like your heart's going to beat out of your chest. So like she said, basically what happens is the beta-alanine in it is going to make you a little bit tingly. That's pretty much the only feeling you're going to get. It's just a little kind of like your fingers are asleep, when your feet fall asleep, kind of that same feeling, but in your hands and sometimes in your face, depending on if you shoot it or not, and your nose, stuff like that. But it gives you the extra push. And like she said, you just notice when you don't have it. There's just days where, now I bring mine. I have samples so that I can bring it everywhere with me too. But you just notice if you don't have it. You're like, wow, I'm really, really kind of slow today. I wonder why. And for me, that's usually the deciding factor. So. And you don't have to count it in your meal plan. That's the other thing. Doesn't
So
count.
it'll ask you in there, like your products, like your performance line, energize, hydrate, recover, and those are all check marks, but you don't count them towards any of your colors that you're eating throughout the day. What you can expect in week one, in phase one, you will probably take a lot of breaks. I mean, I say breaks. You'll probably like huff and puff. I don't suggest, and I'm hoping that Lauren now figures, like, now she'll understand why. I don't suggest music. Listen to what Sean is saying. This is literally the first program I've ever done and not had music. And I am so thankful that I listened to him. He will get you through the workout, hands down. Y'all, I love music. It gets me through my workouts, but you don't need it. And especially in the first week, when you are on your step, not knowing what the F to do, you're not going to want it because you'll fall flat on your face. So listen to him. And I told myself after week one, when I get these moves down, I'm going to listen to music. No, I went 6 weeks, and I'll probably go another 6 weeks and not listen to music. Because every workout's different. Every single workout. The only thing is the transformers that are the same. So you have literally 42 workouts that are different, and you don't know what to, like, you have no idea what to expect out of him. So listen to him. He will push and he will guide you through. And for some reason, he knows when you are really struggling because you'll hear him. So don't do music. If you can really trust me and Lauren and Morgan, don't listen to music if you don't have to. Okay. Another thing, you will probably, no matter what kind of shape you're in, you'll probably have to modify, and that's okay. I modified. And I would say I'm in pretty good shape. I modified. I literally got my rear handed to me. But it's okay. The modifier is amazing. If you haven't seen the modifier, if you're going into round one, she's really good. And you'll see her progress throughout those 6 weeks. And it's really amazing to see it. So just follow along with her. Sean works actually really closely with her. And you will see every type of step in that room. So you're not going to see just Beachbody steps. You're going to see Amazon steps. You're going to see like old school steps. So he has a variety of different things in there. So it's not just geared towards like, hey, this is what the Beachbody step is going to look like. Because he's got that big old school steps, and he shows you how to modify because those are really long. He shows you how to modify the other way. So these are little things that I picked up on going through this first, just this first round. What else, Lauren? I mean, I know that you're in week 3. Like, what have you noticed in the workout?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Heather was right. So for me specifically, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lauren Wandell. I had a baby 10 weeks ago. And so I came into this, the reason I didn't start with everybody else is because I hadn't been cleared by the doctor yet. Or I would have. I wasn't actually cleared to work out yet. So I started, and I'm on week 3. We ended yesterday with week 3. Well, actually today, I guess, technically. And for me specifically,
same thing. Are you done with your homework?
I just have that.
So for me specifically, I think the big things that I noticed were kind of like she said, I would start with it on the green riser, like all the way down. I wish I would have done that because like she said, in the last phase, I know that he asks you to add a riser, and I'm going to be going up to 3 and wanting to die. And the other thing, she was talking about modifications. I want to take that a bit further. When you're taking breaks, this is a question I get from my challengers a lot. You do not pause the workout, okay? You let the workout go, you take your break, and then you get back into it, okay? You don't stop and take a drink and go walk around. You just let the workout continue, okay? And you just take your break and you take your breath, and then you get back into it. It is only 20 minutes, so you're going to notice that the first few days you'll take a lot more breaks than you will like later on. And so just give yourself some grace and understand that again, Heather is in excellent shape. I, before this, was in really good shape. And honestly, I was very disheartened by how many breaks I had to take. But the progress happens quickly. I was doing side-by-side videos. I record my whole workout. And I'm so glad that I do, because within the first 7 days, I put side by side these 2 transformers that I was doing, and I was so much faster and so much stronger. So like I said, give yourself a little bit of grace. Don't feel like you need to do all the push-ups. Don't feel like you can't drop to your knees. Don't feel like you need to, I know he talks about touching your chest to the ground a lot, and form-wise, just do as much as you can do, and you need to be proud that you showed up and did your workout. Because I know for a lot of you, this is your very first time. I know some of you are going through round 2, but for a lot of you, this is the first workout program you've done in a really long time. So we do not expect you to be perfect. Shanti doesn't expect you to be perfect. We expect you to show up, push play, do the 20 minutes the best that you can. And the progress that you're making is always progress, okay? So if you are doing 1 more push-up, that's fantastic. If you're getting a little bit lower in your squats, that's amazing. If your transformers, you're getting 1 more, I don't really care what your progress is. It is progress, and you should always celebrate that. So the mindset of I only did 1 more or I only lost 1 pound is not acceptable, and we are not okay with that. You celebrate every little victory you have, and like more than you even ever would, because we're starting this, and it's just, we always have been, we're always in such a negative mindset. So I'm gonna challenge you to kind of flip that and give yourself the credit you deserve, that you're starting something and it's going to be hard, but you're doing it anyway, because we're not promising you easy results. You're going to have to show up and do your workouts and eat on plan. And I know that's not always easy, but the reality is it's going to be worth it. And I can tell you right now, I'm on the struggle bus with you. I have been in very good shape for the last 3 years, and I am kind of back at square one. I started after my pregnancy with a postpartum body, and I said, okay, I got 25 pounds to lose again, and it's taking time, which is hard for me. So you're not alone. We've done all of this. All of us have gone through this. Your coach has gone through it, whoever they are. So reach out to them and use them for support and advice, because that's why they're there. Hiding, like she was talking about, not tracking your food or hiding from your tracker does not mean you didn't eat that food, or it doesn't mean that you didn't do the workout. It means that you're in denial. And that doesn't help you at all. So the worst mistake you can make is not talking to other people through this journey if you're struggling. It is totally fine to struggle, and everybody does it. So just say something. Don't hide, because it accomplishes absolutely nothing, okay? And I am the worst at this. At the end of my pregnancy, I got put on bed rest, and I had such a hard time. I completely disappeared. And you know what? Heather's reaching out to me. Other people are reaching out to me, and they're going, are you okay? What's going on? And I hid, because I was like, I wasn't eating well, and I wasn't feeling well, and that accomplished absolutely nothing for me. So reach out to your support system, because that's why they're there. So whether you're in a Facebook group or you're using the app, or you just are on a text thread with your coach, I don't care. Make a point to check in with them, even if you're especially if you're having a really crappy day, because those are the days that count more than ever. It's really easy to do a workout and eat healthy on a day that you're excited. It's a whole other ball game when your kid's home with the flu, and your husband's traveling and you don't want to do it. So those are the days that are really, really going to count. And those are the times that you need to reach out and just say, hey, I'm just letting you know I did this today. Didn't want to, but I did it anyway.
And it's important. I mean, I think that's on point. Like Lauren said, it doesn't matter if you're in a text thread or the challenge tracker app. I think a lot of the people on here are probably going to be doing the challenge tracker app. But like Morgan and Anella, I see on here now, this past 6 weeks, we have a text thread just with all of our challengers. And you guys, when I tell you, like, we shared we had things coming out, like, Anella's uncle had a bypass surgery, and like Morgan was having a really hard time. But you know what? That is what this community is for. And when you came to us and said, I need your help, I'm not going to throw something at you and say, okay, here's your $160 toolkit. Get after it. Let me know how your results are. That's not how we work. That is not how we work. And I will be damned, and Lauren will be damned, and Morgan will be damned if we sit there and do that to you. But I promise you, you'll probably, whether you like it or not, you're going to hear from us. So whether you like it or not, we're going to be like, okay, didn't see you show up today. What's going on? Talk to me. And personal development, I started sharing 6 weeks ago, we started sharing it in our challenge group. And whether it was a podcast or a good book we were reading, it is key to your growth, especially through this game. So if you can get your hands on T is for Transformation, or listen to the Trust and Believe podcast for the next 6 weeks. He hasn't done a podcast in a very long time, Shaun T, but he has like over 200 episodes that you could literally listen to for the next 6 weeks. And I promise you, your mind will be blown by how far you will push it. And so I think just you guys own your journey. When you start to own your journey and you start to own that, hell, I put that chocolate cake in my mouth, but I'm going to get through it. Instead of saying, because this is where I come from, and a lot of you guys maybe don't know this about me, I am a recovering binge eater. I'm a recovering, I had probably every single eating disorder possible growing up. And going into college, I was a college athlete who had to step on a scale every single week. And because I was muscular and not skinny, I had a coach telling me I was fat. And so that plays a huge game, right? So learning just to own it and say, okay, I can do better next week. Or, hey, this is my win for this week. I took out diet sodas. Or, oh my gosh, I got a gallon of water in. That's a win. But just owning what maybe you could have done better with and praising yourself for what you did do is going to be huge for the start of your journey.
Okay, I'm going to do what everybody wants to hear about, which is food tips, because that's where I shine. So for my challengers that are in my group, they hear about food all the time because I'm a chef. I'm a trained chef. I went to culinary school. And so that is totally my forte. So these are my best tips for things that people don't know about the containers or that they tend to skip. So another comment that I want to make, I saw this actually in my last group and I had to scold somebody. Please do not add exercise on top of this. Wait till you get through your 6 weeks. And here's why. Your meal plan is scientifically calculated to go with these workouts. So please do not go to the gym and walk an extra mile. Just don't do it. Just wait the 6 weeks, get your freaking results, and then you can go and do that later, okay? And this always happens, and I'm like, I want to shake people because it can have an opposite effect. People think that, oh, if I add extra exercise, it's going to be great. My results are going to come faster. That's not necessarily true. You're on a depleted meal plan here. So what it does is it puts you at a calorie deficit, okay? It takes calories out. So if you're burning more calories than what your meal plan is allotting, you're putting your body into starvation mode and it has an opposite effect on you, okay? So do the workouts the way that they are. This has already been figured out by people that get paid a lot of money to do it. So just trust and believe, as Shaun T would say, that they know what they're doing and follow the program the way that it's written, okay? So please do not add extra workouts. Okay, so as far as the containers go, if you do not have them specifically, if you don't actually have the physical containers, you can go and buy them. If you want, they're $9.95 on Beachbody On Demand or on Beachbody, teambeachbody.com. If you don't have them and you want the measurements, I'm going to give them to you right now. So hopefully you have a pen or something. I'm going to give you these quick measurements. So I'm going to just share this picture. It's really small, so I know that that's not ideal, but these are the container measurements. So for a green, which is your vegetables and your fruits, those are both 1 cup. For your carbs, those are a half of a cup. If you're not sure, I would say 90% of the time, 95 actually is more accurate. If you don't know what the measurement is, look on the back of the package because it's usually 1 serving. Carbs are usually the big ones that we are concerned about, right? It usually ends up being 1 serving. So usually it's 1 slice of bread or 1 tortilla, whatever the back of your package says, it's pretty accurate. It's between anywhere, I would say between 100 and 120 calories for your carb container. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Proteins is 3/4 of a cup. A blue or your healthy fats is 1/4 of a cup. And dressings, it says it's 2.5 tablespoons. It's 2 tablespoons. Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't find the actual sheet that I wanted, but what you'll notice is it kind of goes up, right? So you have 2 tablespoons, you have 1/4 a cup, 1/2 a cup, 3/4, and 1 for both of those bigger containers. And you notice your biggest containers are your fruits and vegetables because those are the lowest in calories. So you get to eat more of them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing that. So if you are hungry at the end of your day, you are allowed to do one thing. You're allowed to eat another green container or 2 or 3 if you're really, really feeling it. And here's why: no one ever got fat eating too many vegetables. So you can go crazy with that. I have no issues. If people are hungry, if you want to snack on carrots or, add an extra cup of spinach or whatever, I'm not going to get mad at you for that. Okay. And neither is anybody else. The other thing that I see a lot of people doing is skipping their teaspoons. Please don't do this either. They have more calories in them than you think. You use your oils, which are high calorie ingredients. You use your peanut butter, stuff like that. So it seems like a small amount and it seems insignificant, but it's really not. It can make or break, it can give you like a 300 to 500 calorie range actually throughout the day, depending on how many you have in your meal plan. So make sure that you have them. Worst case scenario, if you're missing some at the end of the day, you eat peanut butter. Which again, nobody is mad about that. Don't skip your teaspoons. If you're struggling with meal planning, again, this is really small, but here's a little copy of my meal plan that I have written out for my first week. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, look at that. So awesome. Okay. So I'm going to give you kind of like a walkthrough. Now, what you'll notice is for me, I'm a creature of habit. I pretty much eat the same thing every single day, at least for breakfast. So here are my 2 breakfasts that I rotate through. I'm on plan B. Here's another thing. If you are breastfeeding or pregnant, you need to add an extra 500 calories. So calculate your stuff out normally based on your current weight, and then add 500 calories to whatever your calculated calorie bracket is. And then you will use that calorie range for your meal plan. Okay. So for me, I get calculated in plan A. So I added 500 calories, which bumped me up to plan B. So I eat between 1,500 and 1,799 a day. And the reason it's a calorie range is because we don't tell you need to eat exactly a certain number of calories. We put you in a range because depending on what you're putting in your containers, it's going to have different calorie variations. So you need to just keep that in mind. So I eat Ezekiel cinnamon raisin toast, which is like my favorite toast. You can find it in the freezer section. I eat 1 egg and 2 sausage links because that equals 1 red container. You can split containers. You do not need to use a whole one for everything. That's something that a lot of people don't know as well. And then I eat fruit, and then I do grass-fed butter on my toast, and that's my teaspoon. My other breakfast is that I do Greek yogurt, berries, a granola recipe that I got off of Fixate, and then pure maple syrup, which is also a teaspoon. So those are my 2 breakfasts, and here's what I'm going to say. Don't complicate it. Rotate through 2, and then when you get sick of them, you find something else. But one of the biggest mistakes I see people doing is they try to do way too much, and they think they need to eat something different every day. I'm assuming that before you started this program, you probably didn't eat a different breakfast every day, so you don't need to do it on the program either. Just make it really, really simple. I almost want you to make it so simple the first week that you get a little bit bored because you're finding your footing, and that's okay. After week 1, after you've figured out the container system, after you know how this is working, then you can get a little bit more creative. But week 1's really just about figuring out how the meal plan works and how it fits in your day, okay? We can add stuff in later and make it a little bit more complex later. You do not need a different dinner every single night of the week. You do not need a different lunch every night of the week. And if you're drinking Shakeology, which you should be, that should be either your snack or your breakfast every single day. So I drink my Shakeology the same way. And you do add your containers for that as well. So anything that you add to your shake gets counted, okay? So for me, I add a full banana, which counts as 2 purples, okay? Half a banana is 1, read your lists. 2 purples, okay? And I add spinach, and then I add a teaspoon of almond butter. My kid's allergic to peanut butter, so I don't have that. So if you need to use this as a reference, feel free. But I would highly recommend either going on Pinterest and finding a sample meal plan. Here's a really easy way to make it work for you. I don't like fish, so anytime I see a dinner with fish, it's like, we're eating tilapia with green beans and whatever. I take the tilapia and I cross it out and I replace it with chicken or steak or pork or something else that's on the list. It's not hard to make these meal plans work for you. You can go through here. If you don't like chicken rice bowls, cross it off. Make it a shrimp rice bowl. I don't care. If you want to not do turkey sausage in the morning, cross it out. Use turkey bacon or do 2 eggs instead of 1, right? You can make these work for you and what your likes and dislikes are. Really easy tip. Print off that list of foods. Go down and cross off everything you don't want to eat, because guess what? You don't have to eat it. As long as it is in one of the lists, it is approved and you can eat it over and over and over again. No problems with that at all, okay? It is not complicated. People just make it seem complicated. You can make this so freaking simple, okay? So if you're struggling with the meal plan, break it down a little bit further, take a deep breath, go and find a sample one. If you don't have a sample one, use mine. I'm giving you one right now, okay? All right, so let's see. Same thing with shopping as well. So a lot of people go and, like I said, they overcomplicate, so they buy too many things. A lot of this meal plan is perishable items. So you will, if you buy a lot of vegetables, you buy a lot of fruit, you buy a lot of meat at the beginning of the week, and you try to do too many things, it will go bad. You're wasting your money. This is why we talk about healthy eating being cheaper, because most of the staple things that you're buying, like healthy fats and oils and vinegars and mustards and stuff like that for your free foods and your healthy fats and your dressings, those are going to last you more than just 1 week. The stuff that you're going to be buying every Sunday or Saturday when you meal prep is fruits, vegetables, and meat. And that's going to be pretty much it. I usually go to the store after week 1 and end up spending about half of what I did my first week. So just keep that in mind. Your first grocery trip is going to be your most expensive, but most of you will have a lot of this stuff in your house already. So make sure you check before you go to the store. But you're spending most of your times in produce and meat section, okay? So those are the 2 that you need to, but just don't overdo it. You don't need 7 different kinds of cheese. Just pick 2. Like, you don't need that many. Get an avocado. You're good, okay? Calm down. It's not that complicated. Get some nuts. They last forever, okay? All right. Let's see. Heather wanted me to share this with you guys too. Round 1, if you're not seeing the weight drop off as fast as you want, you need to understand that when you start exercising and eating on a plan, your body kind of freaks out a little bit, doesn't know what you're doing. So you tend to retain water. So a way to combat this is to drink more water. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. So make sure that you're drinking at least half your body weight in ounces. I know you hear that all the time and you probably roll your eyes, but we're serious when we say that. What water does, no one ever explained this to me until I went to culinary school and had a nutrition class. Shakeology is amazing. If you're not drinking enough water, it's not distributing the nutrients throughout your body the way that it's supposed to, because it doesn't flow correctly through your body. It's the same thing with food. If you're not drinking enough water, the vitamins and nutrients that are in it are not getting everywhere that they need to go. So drink more water. It's kind of that, what you want to know the problem, drink more water. Like, it's the answer to all of your prayers. So just drink some more water. Okay. If you think you're doing enough, you're not. Drink more. I have this great one. They gave this to me at the hospital when I was in labor. It's 32 ounces and that's all I need. I got a big ass water bottle, and go get one on Etsy or on,
You can get a 40-ounce one, a Hydro Flask, like not like the brand name Hydro Flask, at TJ Maxx, a 40-ounce one, and this is what I carry around. I left it over at my neighbor's house today, but it's $14, and like it saves me every time. I love it. I mean, I'm not going to pay $70 for a Hydro Flask, but I'll do the off-brand for sure.
Everybody says, "Oh, you drink this many 8-ounce glasses." That's too many times to fill that up for me. I'm sorry. I will fill it one time, and I will be done for the day. Okay, I'm not going back and forth to the fridge that many times. All right. So after week 1. Because we want you guys to, this is the fun part, by the way. I'm getting to the fun part. I'm done lecturing you now. But after week 1, this is what I want you to have a little bit of fun with your meal plan. Now, if you're content like me and you like to eat the same breakfast, that's fine. But what we want you to start doing is adding at least 1 recipe into your meal rotation, okay? This is how you figure out what you like. This is how you try new foods, new vegetables, stuff like that. And there's a really great, easy way. Lauren, where the hell do I find recipes? Number 1, you can go to Pinterest. Pinterest has a ton. You type in 21-day fix approved, any recipe, enter any recipe here. Enchiladas, tacos, beef burgers, sliders, whatever you want. Shrimp scampi. I mean, literally anything that you like. Lasagna. There will be a fix approved recipe for it. I freaking guarantee it. If you can't find what you want there, do even one better. Go on your Beachbody On Demand. I'm going to show you this right here. Go to your Beachbody On Demand. You're going to go to the nutrition tab at the top, and you're going to scroll down. There are 2 channels on here that are going to save your life. Number 1 is Shakeology. They have tons of different Shakeology recipes. Number 2 is Fixate. And I want you to look at this little number right here. That says 218 videos. There are 218 different recipes on here that are all approved for your meal plan. Let's look at some of them, shall we? If you are struggling, oh, come on, don't do this to me, thank you. If you are struggling with figuring out, like you're like, gosh, I'm bored, go in here. Or gosh, I need help with the containers. Look at this. They have fundamental videos. This walks you through it. This shows you a pantry raid, meal prep, another meal prep, knife skills, all of the different things that you need to learn. They have breakfast recipes, entrees, sides and snacks, salads, soups, sauces and dressings, desserts, Shakeology, 80-day obsession, which you guys don't need to know. But there's some good ones in there, so you can go look at them too. But yes, you can drink on this. They have cocktails that are approved. So if you're feeling it and you need a cocktail, go for it. It's approved. It's in your meal plan. Salads and soups. I mean, soups right now are great. I've been making this butternut squash soup a lot. Bone broth too. Guys, there's so many different things on here that you can eat. Chicken noodle soup. Literally everything that you would eat, instead of buying it from Campbell's, make it yourself, and it's approved for your meal plan. So after week 1 and you've gotten your footing, go and look through here and have a little bit of fun. I mean, it's not about depriving you of the things you love. It's about learning how to eat them in a way that you can still enjoy yourself and not feel like you're starving, or not feel like you can't go out to dinner, or not feel like you can't do those things that you love, right? I still eat cheese, and I still eat carbs, and I still do all of those things. I'm just mindful of how much I'm putting in my body, and I still get to lose weight, and I still get to feel good. I'm not waking up bloated, and I'm also not leaving my dinner at night feeling like I'm going to explode because I overate so much. And I know every single one of you has done that at one time or another. You've eaten way too much, and you feel like crap the next day. So it's not that you can't eat those things, okay? You can still have all the stuff that you like. You just portion it differently. That's all we're asking you to do, is to be mindful. And the three big ones that you're going to notice you're going to measure a lot are your carbs, your healthy fats, and your proteins, okay? The dressings and seeds you're going to notice, those are pretty easy to eyeball. Fruits and veggies, again, pretty easy to eyeball. But the 3 that you're going to want to start measuring consistently are your carbs, your proteins, and your healthy fats, because those are the ones. On carbs, I always overdo it. And on healthy fats, I always underdo it. I think that it's going to be way, way less than it is. And when I actually measure out my cheese, it always ends up being way more than what I expect, which is always a very, very good surprise for me. Does anybody that's on here, do you have any questions specifically about anything to do with the containers? I'm not gonna brag, but I know quite a bit about this. So this is kind of my area of expertise. Do you need help with a meal plan or anything? And if not, that's totally fine. You guys are all great. Claire?
Blue containers.
How old is
Is there anything besides avocados and peanuts that I can eat? Because I'm dairy free.
Do dairy. Actually, this is a good question for Heather. Almonds. Pretty much
you can have dairy-free cheese, and I found the best dairy-free cheese ever. It's
every one I find has coconut oil in it. I'm allergic to coconuts.
Okay, so that's an issue. Yeah, Daya is definitely amazing. I'm trying to think of blues. I mean, well, you can't have coconuts. So that's an issue.
Have you looked at the vegan options?
Please hold.
I've bought vegan cheese, but it's disgusting.
I mean, there's a vegan meal plan. I don't know, Heather, if there's more, if you've actually looked at that, but I don't know what's on the vegan meal plan, because I know that they have different stuff. So I don't know if they've added different things into the but basically any kind of nut and avocado.
What about hummus?
Oh, yeah, hummus.
Hummus is gluten. Okay.
Yeah, do hummus.
And olives.
Olives, yeah, that's it. I don't like hummus.
Olives.
I thought olives was an orange.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is. Sorry. And coconut's actually an orange as well.
Yeah, no, I would say hummus. Just eat all of the hummus.
Okay, I can do that.
Guacamole. That's the other thing too, is make guac, because
Yeah.
everything goes in guacamole. And here's a really easy way to make chips. If you take corn tortillas and you cut them and spray them with coconut oil and bake them in the oven with salt, they make really, really awesome corn tortilla chips, and they only take like 8 minutes. And so you can have like really good fresh tortilla chips with guacamole. It's like one of my favorite things. I made it all the time. Yeah, I make them all the time. So yeah, no, I know that sucks that she's dairy free because she's breastfeeding and her baby don't like dairy.
Another thing, when I am telling you this, please listen. Take your weight, take your measurements, and take your photos in at least 3 different outfits.
Yeah, I don't do that. I wish I would have.
Well, and this, I never have done it before. And I am so glad I did, because you guys, every week I posted my progress, okay? But I posted them in different things because I wanted to see. And in one of them, my favorite swimsuit, I had a large and a medium bottom. Well, by the end of this program, I had to retire my large bottom, okay? And so I really, really like, if you have a pair of jeans that you can't fit into, or they kind of sort of button, put them on, regardless if they fit or not, and take a picture in them, okay? It's like, seriously, and then hang them. And every single week, see how much further you can get them on. Or if there is a dress that you like, or a swimsuit that you like, and it just doesn't fit quite right, take a picture in it. Because 6 weeks from now, you're not going to be in the same place if you are committed and truly committed to yourself. Okay? And I share, and my passion, you guys, is like the psychology behind this. Because if you are not committed and you're not truthful with yourself, it's not going to work. I deal with 2 autoimmune diseases, and the only way I will see results is if I'm 100% on my portion containers. And I have a low thyroid. Like, it just doesn't work. And so for me to lose a pound is really hard. But you will see those inches fly off. I had a girl that lost 0 weight in almost 20 inches. And she's a breastfeeding mom. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all you breastfeeding mamas out there are going to retain fluid like there's nobody's business.
Whatever, she's lost 10 pounds already, so.
It's different for everybody, isn't it?
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you will probably retain more water than an average person. Or if you're like me, I just retain all the water. But I mean, it's different for everybody. And so you might lose 10 pounds in only 2 inches, or you might lose 0 pounds in 20 inches. So take the measurements, take the pictures, because in 6 weeks when your coach comes to you and is like, did you take the measurements? Did you take the pictures? You guys, in our text thread, that's what we had. It was amazing. I could care less about the weight. It was fun seeing the pictures, and it was fun seeing those measurements, and it was fun seeing those non-scale victories. So look at the non-scale victories before you step on the scale and see that number. That's all.
Okay, are there any questions at all? If you have questions, concerns, comments, anything that you want to ask about the program or the
show the hybrid as well for the round 2.
Oh yeah, there's also a hybrid calendar for those of you who are going into round 2. I know that not everybody is, but some people are. If you want the hybrid calendar, do you want to just post it, or you want me to share it?
I did go ahead. I have it up here. I did go ahead and post it in my challenge group, and I sent it to Lauren to go ahead and post as well. I lied. That's definitely not. See, I had it all like up and.
Are you gonna go buy like all the hummus now?
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Thank you, my mom and my sister. I love you guys. To Lisa, Tay back and Karen Schiff.
That's the part. What are we listening to?
Know that you are empowered.
Okay. Lauren, where did I send that to?
Messy desktop.
Yeah, I know. Don't mind me. It's because I was prepping for my challenge group today, so I haven't deleted.
Oh, okay. So here's a question. I know I'm one of the few, but how would my high metabolism be affected by meal prepping? So with a high metabolism, I would put yourself, so that's the difference about this program based on it. What bracket are you in?
Ashley,
Oh,
what bracket have you gone through and done your bracket yet?
yeah, Morgan, go ahead.
Sorry, Morgan.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, so go figure out what your bracket is, and then kind of go from there. And I would also go on the plan for a week or two and just see how your body reacts to it, and then I would adjust. So if you're feeling like you're ridiculously hungry, again, add some green containers, stuff like that. But wait until you get through a week or two of the program on the containers, because you might feel totally fine and not have an issue with it, or you might feel like you're super, super hungry. It's really just going to depend on how you react to the system. So give it some time before you like try to change it, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, I was doing Lift 4 before this, and I was bulking, so I was up to about 2,000 calories a day, and I'm 5'3", 130 pounds. But that was working with that program. With this one, I went to where I should have been, which was Plan A, which was significantly fewer calories for me. So I went with it the first week as it was outlined. I was hungry every day, and so that's when I introduced the intermittent fasting. I'd never done it before. But what it did was it condensed my calories into a shorter period of time. So I eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and I give myself some grace with life happening with that. I still have black coffee in the morning. I still have my Energize. But because I was able to condense it, I wasn't hungry throughout the day because I just packed. I'm at about like 1,200 calories now. I packed that into those few hours and then I got the results I wanted. But I did try the first week as outlined and just realized I was really hungry throughout the day. But when I was able to pack it in to a shorter period of time, it worked better.
Okay, thanks.
And you can ask me too. Like, honestly, I intermittent fast as well because I'm in Plan A. And like she said, it condenses your calories into a shorter amount of time. And for some reason, like your body gets used to it and then you don't get as hungry because it feels like you're eating a lot of food within that 8-hour span. And it worked amazing and I loved it. So you just kind of have to work with your body. And if need be, we can bump you up 500 calories if you have a higher metabolism and you're burning more calories if we're not seeing. So we can kind of work and adjust to that.
But you have to wait. But you have to give it a chance first. That's always that's always the way that it goes.
So yeah, just give it a chance. Don't like jump the gun and be like, oh my God, this isn't working the first week. Reach out to me or, reach out to somebody in our group or post it. Just post it and say, Heather, this is driving us crazy. Like, this is not working. Like, I'm starving. And so we'll go through and I might say, okay, look at what kind of vegetables are you eating? What kind of carbs are you eating? Let's look on the list and see if we can get something that has maybe a few more carbohydrates in it, more carbohydrate dense vegetable. So that, between Morgan, myself, and Lauren, I mean, our nutrition backgrounds are kind of in psychology backgrounds, we're pretty on point and pretty game there. Like, I think we've got that covered. And so from meal plans to understanding your nutrition, we can definitely help you.
Okay, awesome. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. I just wanted to share this. Okay, so anybody going into round 2, this is the hybrid calendar, and I'll post this as well for adding on to your workouts. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow the calendar for round 1, and then you're going to go ahead and insert these. This is the hybrid that Sean posted, okay? Recently posted on his Instagram. So this is one of the hybrid calendars. There's also another one, and it's also posted, and you will be able to switch out some weight workouts for cut and what's the other one, Morgan? Cut and...
You're muted.
Stronger.
Okay, so Cut and Stronger, you'll be switching out those two for the weight workout. So make sure you look at the hybrid calendar for round 2. I've posted it in the Challenge Tracker app. So I posted one hybrid calendar as a picture because you cannot post more than one. And then the other one is actually going to be in the comment section for everybody that's doing round 2. Round 1, you guys don't go add anything extra. Do it as is, because I promise you, you're going to want a stepping stone after round 1. Okay. And I want everybody to see the results with round 1 only. So don't go adding in weights or don't go adding in extra booty or whatever. It's hard enough as it is. And I promise you that. Okay. I'm going to stop share. Does anybody else have any other questions? Let's see, when you guys are saying add 500 calories, what formula are you using? The plans are based on gender and weight. Are you looking at the same formula? No. Brianna, you should have the Beachbody. If you guys have gotten your information, you should already have the start guide for Transform 20, okay? Finding your plan.
This one, right?
What?
It's only by weight and gender in this, isn't it?
Yes, it's by weight and by gender. So it's like 168 and under and 168 and over for women. So 168 and under, you're in Plan A. 168 to 195 pounds, you're in Plan B. 195 to 222, you're in Plan C. Plan D, 222 to 240.
Basically, if you're adding 500 calories, you're bumping up whatever bracket. You're basically bumping up one bracket.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't say do that just because, okay? Like if you're breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding or pregnant are the two big reasons. So,
yeah.
Because you need the extra calories. So if you're feeding a small child or, growing one, you get a pass.
And if you are, okay, so if you're breastfeeding, don't be going and having a milkshake. Like, make those 500 calories and like a solid 500 calories.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, add them into your meal. Yeah, no. And that's the other thing too is honestly, I don't know how I know Claire's breastfeeding too, so I don't know how she's feeling. I haven't really felt hungry through the program. I feel like I'm getting enough food. So I'm not having an issue really with that at all. So if you're in Plan A, bump up to Plan B. My weight changed. I did a 3-day refresh right before this, and I actually ended up bumping down. I originally was going to be in Plan C, but I lost so much weight that it bumped me down a plan. So I've been in Plan B. So a good rule of thumb is, just whatever you're calculating at, just bump it up a bracket. And then you always recalculate after every round that you do. So after your 6 weeks, you recalculate your stuff again. So if you've lost weight, then you recalculate your meal plan and you start over just like you would. And so if you've lost enough weight to bump you down a bracket, then your reward for losing weight is that you get to eat less food. Sorry. But that's kind of just how it goes. Any other questions at all? Concerns? Anything?
Have fun with it. Do not stress about the containers. I think that's the biggest thing. When somebody goes into these containers, they stress out about it. And you can ask anybody for advice, for help. If you can't figure out a container count, we're here, you guys. So don't stress out about it and don't throw in the towel week 1. Make it stupid simple your first couple weeks, okay? And then add it on from there. Lauren sometimes goes live with recipes. I go live once a week on Instagram with new recipes and post a lot of new stuff. So, and I don't have time for long drawn out like recipes. So mine are pretty simple and they're yummy. So, and they're kid approved most of the time. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll post this. I'll get this video over to Lauren so she can share it with anybody too. But every couple weeks, we jump on a Sunday night. So every time we end a chapter, we'll jump on, go over our wins, our goals, what's working, what's not, and if you guys have questions. So just kind of put it on your calendar every 2 weeks on that Sunday when you end. So when you end week 2, when you end week 4, when you end week 6, we will jump on and go from there, because I know we have lots of exciting things after Transform 20.
So if you're in a place where you can turn on your camera, please do that, because we're going to take a picture and put it on Instagram. You don't have to look cute. Don't worry.
And Morgan's gonna. I'm not taking the picture because I'm gonna Lumi light or whatever this thing's called behind me.
She knew you were taking a picture, so she woke up.
My kind of girl.
Yeah. Get on your picture. And look at that's Hillary. Hillary's over in Dubai, you guys.
Hi.
You're such a peanut. Mine's in bed. I don't know how you're still awake. You should go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
nice. Yeah,
That's why.
that's why.
That's why. You wake up.
Well, yeah, if you guys have questions or anything, just obviously reach out to your coach and post them in your groups for advice. If the rule of thumb is if you have a question, somebody else probably has it too. So just post publicly, share.